Of all the rotten luck, what the fuck are you doing here?
I can ask you the same thing. I guess fate has finally brought us together.
My PR team told me this would be something quick and easy. They forgot to mention you.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to see you either.
Fine. Let's just get this over with. You know, now the name makes sense. Going in blind. Real cute.
There's no way in hell you would have agreed to this. But I'm glad this happened. I've actually always wondered if you were real or not.
Yeah. But don't get the wrong idea. This isn't about to turn into some last-minute Bible study.
Honestly, I've always been curious about how you actually look. And just looking at you now, you've really stuck with the brand. You ever wash that robe or think about getting a new one?
At least I don't walk around in a toga and sandals.
Speaking of classics, you still dragging around that rusty scythe?
Better than dragging around a cross everywhere you go. And you might want to update that headgear. You're not winning any sympathy contests in this era.
They told me I had to really look the part today. This really does feel like the perfect setup.
So tell me, I've heard all the rumors about you pulling off miracles left and right. Feeding crowds, walking on water, turning water into wine. Honestly, you sound like a one-man party bus. You actually perform miracles? Or was that just PR?
Yeah, I perform miracles, sometimes on purpose, sometimes because things got wildly out of hand and I had to think fast. Half the time, I was praying it worked out just like everyone else. And sure, the miracles were real, but I'm not going to lie, the storytelling afterward definitely added a little extra sparkle.
All right. But be honest. Did you really pull off that whole Lazarus resurrection? Or was that some David Blaine-level trickery?
Yeah, I faked a whole resurrection just for the fame. Come on, man.
Just asking. People do some weird shit for fame. Times have changed.
Trust me, I know. I got people praying to be the next Mr. Beast or Jake Paul and even Bad Baby. Apparently, you don't even have to be that talented to get famous nowadays. What happened to people just wanting to be doctors or teachers?
We can talk about OnlyFans if you want.
Gosh, it's hard enough keeping faith in humanity most days. I'm barely hanging on by a thread over here. Some nights, oddly enough, I catch myself praying. I don't even know to who, but when my faith is really tested like everyone else, I just pray for the best.
You're missing out, man. But we'll save that for another day. How do you even pick who gets a miracle? Do you just spin a wheel or something?
I'm going to keep it real with you. Some were on purpose. Some were just me winging it and hoping nobody noticed. Like the time I healed that blind guy. I was just trying to get out of a crowd, and boom, he's seeing colors for the first time, or that whole water into wine situation. That was just me trying to save a wedding from being the most boring party in Galilee. It wasn't divine planning. It was social pressure and decent timing. But to be fair, a lot of miracles were intentional, especially for people who actually sought it out. Sometimes faith really does open the door. I'm not completely just winging it out here.
So half your career is just lucky accidents? Good to know the universe is in safe hands.
You know, everyone's got these insane expectations of me. I'm supposed to fix everything, heal everyone, feed everyone, and still smile through it all. I'm just one guy. You think walking on water in front of a crowd with no plan B was stressful? Try being the poster boy for eternal salvation.
Wait, are you really complaining about being the guy? I mean, you kind of knew what you were getting yourself into.
But you don't really know till you're too far in. But enough venting. What's the deal with you? What's the real story? Are you a god or demon?
None of the above. I'm just the final notification nobody wants. Logistics, end of the line.
Wait, you don't even know what you are?
I don't even know when I was born. It's been so long I feel like one of those cursed antiques you find in a basement. Nobody knows where I came from, but everyone agrees I'm bad news.
Hey, I'm technically a god, you know?
No one even asked you.
Just thought you'd find that interesting.
Fuck me. Are we done here yet?
I'm just messing with you. Relax. Anyway, real talk, you actually kill people or just show up after?
I just show up. I'm like Amazon delivery, but you don't want what's in the package, or like Jehovah's Witness. Oh, shit. That's your people, right?
I'm not a huge fan of the door-to-door game plan, but they do love what they do, so I respect it. But I am actually obsessed with Amazon. It's like modern-day miracles. Anything you want, next day or even same-day shipping. I can barely handle a couple miracles a day.
Yeah, And half the billionaires using it are busy launching women into space for PR points, so real miracles, right?
Hey, good PR or bad PR, it's still PR. If walking on water happened today, I'd probably just end up in a meme.
A meme back then was some guy gossiping at a well until your story made it halfway across the desert. Or, if you were really unlucky, they carved your worst day into a rock and called it sacred art.
Yeah, and somehow my worst moments still made it into every living room across the world. Before we get into that, did you ever actually see me? Like when that whole thing happened?
You? Nah, you were above my pay grade. You had upper management handling your case.
Figures.
Anyway, what actually happened during those 3 days after you died?
Honestly, took some personal time, reevaluated the whole situation. You know how it is. Sometimes you need to die a little to get your head on straight.
Yeah, I can't relate. Technically, I've been dead my whole existence.
Yeah, I guess that's true. This is just an assumption, but it doesn't seem like you have too many friends or colleagues. In your line of work, do you get lonely?
You get used to people screaming when you show up. Builds character. I'm more of a Netflix alone kind of guy anyway. Hanging out with the living never really worked out.
So has Mr. Death himself ever been tricked?
Constantly. Humans are creative little survival machines. At Burning Man last year, some guy buried himself to be one with the earth. I thought he was dead, pulled out the scythe, and he popped up high as hell, asking if I had snacks. Another time, a woman faked her boyfriend's death to get out of introducing him to her parents, sent them a fake eulogy and everything. Only problem, I got tagged for it. I walk into a suburban backyard barbecue. Guys flipping burgers, alive and confused. I let him finish cooking. We talked. He dumped her. I high-fived him. Your goody-two-shoe ass ever committed a sin? Please tell me you actually live a little.
Define sinned. I mean, technically flipping those tables wasn't very turn the other cheek of me.
Yeah, but that's just another Tuesday where I'm from. Give me something juicier. You ever lose it? Like, really lose it?
All right, fine. One time I skipped out on miracle duty, went to Vegas, and posed as a truck driver from Florida. Ran the craps table 4 hours, got a little too drunk off the free drinks, ended up winning a bunch of people thousands. Then someone dragged me to Excess Night Swim to see Diplo. Blacked out somewhere around then. Woke up in a fishing boat, toga half gone, apostles pretending they didn't know me. Even I had to sit myself down like, hey man, tighten it up. It took me a while to recover from that one.
Finally, something relatable. But sheesh. Truck driver from Florida? Diplo? Fishing boat? Bro, you were one bad decision away from getting your own Florida Man headline.
Not my proudest moment. Enough of that, though. Tell me, if you weren't, death, what other career would you choose?
Night shift security. Less conversation. Same amount of keys.
Kind of aiming a little low there. Yeah, you'd crush it, but I can totally see you as a debt collector. You already show up unannounced, ruin people's day, and leave without explaining anything.
Wow, everyone. We have the greatest comedian in our presence.
I'm just stating facts.
Well, what would you do if you weren't Jesus Christ?
Probably an influencer. Save your content would crush on TikTok. Nah, just kidding. I'd probably open a tiny surf shop somewhere in Costa Rica and bump my guy Bad Bunny all day. You listen to any music?
Old school Sinatra when I'm feeling nostalgic. Post Malone when I'm feeling reckless. And somehow I know every Luke Bryan song. And no, I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, little suspect, but I wasn't expecting that. I was 100% sure you were at least going to drop in Metallica or The Cure.
You're judging me.
I mean, your mug does say only God can judge me.
You're not God in my eyes, and who the fuck put this fucking mug here? This whole set is a little too on the nose. Are these even real skulls? Anyway, I always knew you were some stuck-up ass.
Okay, let's keep it cordial. I got a good question for you. Who did you regret having to bring into the afterlife?
There are a few that still mess with me. There's Robin Williams. Man had heaven laughing before I even left. Almost didn't want to take him. That damn Betty White. I seriously considered letting her stay. I didn't want the PR nightmare. And Kobe. That one hit different. Even I needed a minute afterward. R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman. Fighter till the last breath. Made me question my whole job. Last one is heavy. Heath Ledger. That one didn't even feel fair. Still doesn't.
Man, The Dark Knight is still top 10 for me. Maybe even top 5. Dude left a mark bigger than he probably even realized.
Wait, you actually watch stuff like that? I figured you were stuck on religious movies 24/7.
Just because I perform miracles doesn't mean I'm not a normal guy. I like good movies, bad movies, dumb movies. I'm just like everyone else, minus the whole walking on water thing.
You're just another guy that has everything at his fingertips and still complains about wanting to be normal.
All right, well, how about we switch roles for a while then? Me doing your job, you doing mine.
Yeah, sure. Let me just stroll around handing out miracles and motivational speeches while you try collecting souls from stubborn billionaires and people who aren't ready yet.
I think I could handle it. I'd show up, bring a little peace, maybe hand out a coupon for the afterlife.
Yeah. You make it sound so easy, and I'd just walk around turning water into wine and telling people, believe harder. Might actually be refreshing.
You'd have half the world drunk before noon.
And you'd be fired by lunch for excessive compassion.
Fair. It sounds fun, though. We should really think about it. All right, apparently at the end of this, they do this bit called hot takes. They throw random stuff at us, and we just, react, which sounds risky, considering who's sitting across from me.
Please. I've been holding back all episode.
First one, this is a good one. Donald Trump.
Man's a walking reality show. He could have retired quietly. Instead, he speedrun becoming a historical fever dream.
Honestly, I try to turn the other cheek, but even I've needed a few extra ones. It's like watching someone drive a chariot straight into a fireworks stand and yelling, "I meant to do that."
I guess the next one is reality TV, specifically Love Island.
Don't even come for Love Island UK. That shows pure Shakespearean level betrayal, but in flip-flops.
Come on, UK version's boring. You want chaos? Love Island USA. People coupling up, breaking up, getting into full-blown existential crises before dessert.
Please, UK contestants can fall in love, break up, and start dating someone else during the same lunch break.
Yeah, but US ones cry louder. Better TV.
All right, but none of them ever needed subtitles for speaking English. The next one is influencer apology videos.
If your apology starts with, "I'm sorry if you were offended," just know I'm already sharpening the scythe.
And if the apology is shot in black and white with soft piano music, you automatically owe society $500 and your Instagram password. We got pineapple on pizza next.
Blessed. Fruit of the Spirit.
Abomination. If you put pineapple on your pizza, you deserve to go straight to the underworld.
Man can't handle a little sweet with his salty.
Sweet goes in desserts. Not on my pepperoni. End of discussion. Next, AI taking over the world.
I'm here for the show. Popcorn is ready.
iRobot was supposed to be a warning. Instead, humans watched it and thought, you know what would be fun? Let's actually try it.
Honestly, humanity built a smarter version of itself and immediately used it to make thirst traps and Ghibli photos. Poor guy's art just got shitted on. Very inspirational. Last one, Flat Earthers.
Nothing humbles you like realizing people can stream HD video from space and still think Earth's a pancake.
I literally work the Afterlife circuit. Trust me, it's round. I've been around it enough times to know.
Maybe we should just let them fall off the edge and see what happens.
It's a yes for me.
Grim, any final words before we wrap this up? What a dick.